So I want to talk to you about discipline and focus today. And again, I think we've talked a teeny bit about discipline seems like a bad word, but it is bringing excellence and energy to every part of everything you do all day long. The year was 1991. And I had worked for this great chef in San Francisco who had transitioned out of being in a restaurant, and he was buying wine for a group of very wealthy people who were in the investment community. This guy had top 12 floors of the Transamerica building in San Francisco, super wealthy guy. And he sent him to New York to the Christie's wine auction to buy wine. We went there, and he had spent, the day that I was there, and this isn't a humble brag, but he had spent like $75,000 on wine. So he was doing this crazy thing. And we went out to dinner at Bernardin. And the thing that I remember about that dinner was they had the most amazing food. And if you've ever looked it up or read anything about Bernardin, they don't generally serve meat. It's mostly seafood. They'll have a smattering of meat here or there. One of the dishes that was absolutely outstanding was a Chilean sea bass or Patagonian toothfish with black truffle, and it rocked my world. I still remember the dish to this date. So we got a tour of the kitchen because we were chefs, and at the end of the night, it was around 11 o'clock, and we went back into the kitchen, and lo and behold, the chef in the kitchen was the chef of Bernardin, Eric Repair. He was working and cleaning the kitchen at 11:30 at night with his cooks. And first of all, I don't think I'd ever seen a kitchen that clean before. It was amazing, the level of detail and craftsmanship. But it really hit me that discipline and focus for him was about going 100% every day. And here's a gentleman, or a chef, a person who had reached the absolute height of their career. They had been written about in major publications. He was the maximum amount of stars you could get in New York Times. It was really the pinnacle of his career. And here he is behind the line at 11:30 at night cleaning. I want to translate it into, I'm not expecting everybody to do that in the stores, but for him, part of his being excellent was that. And so as I left the building that night, first of all, the experience was amazing, and I really am thankful to have had that. But I also had to look inside and say, as far as disciplining myself, and in a good way, it's really fueling your fire. What do I do every day that adds to the seasoning? What's my salt? That's the discipline. That's the seasoning of who you are. And so when we talk about discipline and focus, it doesn't always need to be on 100% of the day, but you also need to know where you need to apply that focus and how much. Until next week, this is Matt.